These are the biggest marketing campaigns of 2025. Or are they?
Which ad cost $100 and which one was AI generated for just $1?
I know you haven't asked yet, but total smash for me for several reasons.
You brought this up earlier, Taylor, but like Kenan is a character in and of himself that fuels so much of their marketing. Anything that evokes a response is good. And like Kenan's marketing for sure does that.
In a world where premium sound is under lock and key, Skullcandy operatives are on a mission.
The level of like world building, extremely ambitious.
This is the right ad in the right tone for this consumer.
It's okay to swear, tell a joke, and be honest. And like what I notice in that content versus a lot of the people that I work with is that so much of the brand gets muted down to nothingness. And I would rather people almost be cringed out and have a feeling about the thing than to scroll past it and feel nothing. This episode of Taylor Reacts is brought to you by our partners at Vermont and Dataships.
A couple of months ago, I was on vacation with my family in the Bahamas, enjoying some relaxation in a hammock, and I sent a very thoughtless tweet about a campaign I had found on TikTok from Tecovas. It was for their new work collection, and I wrote this headline: "This is growth marketing, absolute smash." I loved the campaign. But suddenly, all of Twitter erupted in a debate about whether or not this was in fact a smash. I loved the campaign, but many didn't. And so today, we're going to build on that premise. We're going to invite back the CMO of Tecovas, the originator of that campaign herself, alongside the CMO of Ridge, to help us analyze some other content and decide if those ads are absolute smashes or total passes. Let's dive in.
All right. Well, I have 15 minutes of commercials for us to watch today. Krista, thank you for sending some of them over. Got some from the internet, some from my personal collection here. So we've got some sort of classic big brand TV. We've got something old school. We've got something a little modern internet from a brand that's like very like the rootsy 20-year-olds and what they're building and how they're making stuff too. So we'll go all over the place. All right. First one was a recommendation, came from the Twitter sphere. I like to reward the people. Came out of the team over at Portland Leather Co. This is the newest Kate Spade commercial featuring Charli D'Amelio and Ice Spice. Here we go.
This goes out to all the fierce friends. The selfless sacrificer of hair ties. The post-breakup pep talker. The queen who unites different friend groups. The bold leader when the night is young. The ones who care so fiercely that they carry us all. To the ones who carry us. Kate Spade.
Oh, okay. Okay, what are we feeling? Did it get you? You feeling something?
No.
Good
hygiene.
I was going to say I'd like the juxtaposition of Charli D'Amelio and Ice Spice. Like I feel like that's maybe the premise is like it's a pretty you're getting across a lot of the spectrum there.
Well, it's funny because Ice Spice is like the person who showed up with Taylor Swift in the so it's like, what is the demographic for Ice Spice? It's like when I watched Minnesota, I got really down a TikTok rabbit hole into Minnesota high school hockey this year, and they would all reference Ice Spice in their like celebration. So I'm like, where is the appeal? I don't actually know. So interesting there, but I agree. Interesting choice. So Krista, you didn't like it though. Why are you reacting negatively here?
I liked the bags. I loved that last thing, and I liked every beat. Like to the girl who like the queen who brings together everyone in the room, to the one who, but it was so fast paced. It didn't let anything breathe. So like you could have just not caught that it was Ice Spice and D'Amelio. Like you could have just missed that, and it went so rapidly that it didn't actually celebrate the thing it was saying it was celebrating. Like, oh, to the one who, and you're cheersing someone, but it's like to Connor, to Taylor.
Who?
Peace.
Wait, what? Yeah.
Like,
it didn't linger on it.
And the bags themselves are so beautiful, and it's like to the one who carries you is such a cool message. But yeah, just the breathing of it for me was like I could have forgotten this ad in about 30 seconds. I will. Yeah. I'm sorry. And God, please hire me, Kate.
Maybe there's a longer form in fairness to them. But what I think you hit on something that I do like, because I think a lot about these campaign pieces as the setup for the campaign more than just the thing itself. And so I think there's a lot of room to be built around these like little personas that they created. right? So I could
Yeah.
see all the like subcategory content where you do go further around the one who brings us all together. And there's like almost a subset of stories, and there's almost influencers who represent that idea. And like, I feel like there's structure here though that I like a lot, that it makes me excited about building the broader spectrum of story around this campaign. So that part of it, I really did like.
Okay.
And
I actually
that's kind of what,
love that.
that's what I was kind of getting at with like with Charli D'Amelio and Ice Spice. It's like you're across a lot of the spectrum. There's like a lot of substance. And I do get the feedback, like we got it all at once in this hero video, but I'd imagine they have little vignettes of this campaign that are just Ice Spice to the Minnesota hockey team or whatever. Who cares about them? And like the millennials on TikTok who remember Charli D'Amelio dancing a couple years ago. So it seems like there's a lot to kind of split up. So I like that. We're being supportive.
Wait, I love that, because what I love about that is it's the women's version of Real Men of Genius, which is the one I was thinking of suggesting we watch. But like the women's version of celebrating the girl who brings everyone together, I loved that sentiment. This one was long for me, but what you're talking about, that campaign, I can't wait to see.
Okay, so we give them hope. We give them the chance that maybe this is a building block. They're going somewhere. Could be great. Charli D'Amelio is a little interesting. Is she still in the mainstream? Like, is that still?
I think she's pretty far past her peak.
Yeah, that's why
she got her bag, and then she's like, "I'm good."
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting to me. Are you fans? Big celebrity, big name commercials. How do we feel about that? It's very, very 90s. I feel like.
I'm not typically a big fan.
Okay, Marquez Brownlee.
Well, I wouldn't call him necessarily a big name. My favorite has always been, I think Dr. Squatch does this well, Manscaped does this well, where they take
Sydney
recognizable.
Sweeney,
Sydney Sweeney, but even like Manscaped did Scott Van Pelt. They're just looking for recognizable bald guys. They did Alex Caruso, the Lakers legend at the time.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I really like, where I think the combination of the brand and the celebrity are worth more than the sum of their parts.
Fair enough.
And if you just throw Pablo Pascal in there, like what he's doing Corona or something, it's just, I don't think it's quite as it doesn't compound in the same way.
Okay.
I think that, like Super Bowl ads have something really unique about the celebrity, like the Shane Gillis Bud Light, I think one where he was used in a really good way there. I think the other girl thing I have to say about this one is I don't know that that's actually a clubbing bag. Like that bag is a brunch bag in my mind, but maybe I'm like not hip.
Interesting.
I had the same thought, Krista.
All right, so it's score time. What do we think? Krista, you've got the scale. Kick it off for us. What are you giving it?
10? Well, now you've moved me. I'm at a 4.
A 4. All right. 4.
Potential to grow.
Okay. Connor?
Oh, what's the scale here?
She went numeric, but you could make it up as you go. It could be a smasher. It's got to be a smash or pass. I think you got to go binary. Okay, Krista, you got to pass or smash.
I got
binary.
a pass then.
Okay, I'm gonna actually give it to him. I think there's legs here. I think we've got something. I'm gonna give it a smash. Maybe not an absolute smash, but I'm a fan.
Yeah, all right.
Giving it a smash. You're giving it a pass that you think is going to be a smash.
I can see what they're after. I think it's there. I think it's coming. Kate Spade for brunch. Let's go.
What do you mean you stole the ship?
In a world where premium sound is under lock and key, a team of elite Skullcandy operatives are on a mission.
We can no longer compromise. We're all counting on you.
Our mission is clear. Premium sound, no compromises.
Cameras are goofing up. I'm gonna go check on that.
Always a step ahead, Skull Team 6 cracks the vault and grabs the chip. But alarms blare, and the chase is on. With Method 360 ANC in hand, they clip it and rip it back to Skullcandy Labs. But was it all a misunderstanding?
You stole that chip, boss? I said go get the chip.
All that matters is premium sound now belongs to the people. Skullcandy, Method 360 ANC with sound by Bose. Available now.
All right, little inside baseball for me. I got to be a little careful here, so I'm gonna leave most of this one to you guys. But I am standing in Skullcandy HQ, so no, I have headphones on. You're safe, but let me Give me the honest take. What do you think?
Oh, one question. That was a vertical video. Does a horizontal version exist?
There's a 3-minute horizontal version.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's a much longer version. For the sake of trying to get through and not make this a 900-minute Reacts video, I went with the short form, but there is a long form 3-minute that tells the story in a little bit more cohesive way for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so surprised to see the twist in the story. It's like really like if you told me there was like an hour and a half like movie behind this, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. It feels like a movie trailer. I will say beautiful visuals. I think it was really cool from like a brand building perspective. I got a sense of what Skull Candy wants to be. That level of nuance in the story in vertical video, like honestly, I'm sitting here trying to pay attention and I'm like, I'm getting lost a little bit. So that didn't quite land for me. But again, we're seeing that a punched in version. So I'm not going to give it a grade yet, but I'll just acknowledge that.
I'm calling it a smash. I know you haven't asked yet, but total smash for me for several reasons. I actually, besides the fact that I'm like an absolute Mission Impossible nut job, so I was already inclined. It had humor. It had like the cartwheels. It wasn't self-serious, but I got across 2 key messages, which was really fun, which is like, okay, there's a Bose Skull Candy collaboration, which like is a great twist on the end, because I was watching with the expectation that, oh, this is like they're going after their competition. And then it reminds me of the Intel processor. Do I know what an Intel processor is? No, but it is on my computer, and I know that that has been branded. So I know now that they're using a technology in partnership with someone else to upgrade their actual item. So if those are my 2 key takeaways, like it's a fun, engaging thing that I didn't actually want to look away from. Great. I got that they have a collaboration with another brand, so they're elevating their brand with association. And then I have that it's like a technological innovation that causes me as a consumer to care about it. So for me, all of those things worked.
I also I'll call out quickly, like the innovation that they call out at the end, I found refreshing, where I was like, oh, it becomes a little more product and feature focused just at the end. And I think that was a really important point.
Yeah, I think if you think about the task that they had to do in this, they had to explain to the market why Skull Candy and Bose are working together. Like they're competitors in this weird way that was kind of odd for them to come together. And I think they both sort of allowed their brand positions to come out well. Like Skull Candy, fun, playful, more young, culture street, and Bose is the serious technology, and they come together. And so it gave sort of an understanding of both brands in a way that was safe to both of them. They felt good about and allowed it, I think, to play well. And the fact that, Krista, you picked up on exactly what they were trying to communicate. And again, there is a longer form version that's like, because what we didn't talk about is, why is Tony Hawk there? What's his role in this?
If that's Tony Hawk, he is one of my favorite X follows, to just be like, I was like, this is my favorite random celebrity one, but that's like my millennial showing.
Well, yeah. So that I think in the longer form comes to life a little bit is like, yeah. And even the thing that I think ties it together even further is the price point. So they went to market at a $99 price point, which is like, for the quality of the product, way better than the AirPods and all the other competitors. So it's like this real value position. So Tony Hawk's the whole message of like bringing premium sound to the people. It's like it's a mass market play at a price point that's accessible, where Bose doesn't normally play. And so it helps to bring them into that. So I think those pieces help bring it to life in a way that I like a lot.
I'll also say the level of story building and like world building, extremely ambitious. I don't think I've seen a more complex story in what is an ad ultimately.
Totally. And I think that's... Go ahead, Krista.
No, the visual shot of the yellow jacket, which great color choice, by the way, to distinguish the two, sliding down the rope into the doorway as if like going to the mountains where like Skull Candy is founded and whatnot. Like that to me was also, they had some really great visuals.
Quick interruption from this episode of Taylor Reacts to show you a checkout hack that can dramatically improve your email and SMS marketing. So I was on IQ Bar's checkout and I caught this really interesting way that they're collecting SMS consent. Most of you are probably using the reply Y method that sends a text to a customer after they've completed a purchase to confirm their double opt-in. Well, check this out. If you check this SMS box on IQ Bar's checkout, you actually get a drop-down verification code that you can enter and confirm right there at checkout. This is being powered by the team over at Dataships, who specialize entirely in helping brands get more compliant email and SMS opt-in rates at checkout. IQ Bar turned a 0.3% SMS opt-in rate at checkout into a 6% opt-in rate. And other brands in their portfolio, like Denver Modern, are seeing SMS rates as high as 13% at checkout. On the email side, they're getting rates as high as 95% in the US. Yeah, you heard that. And 80% in the UK, plus handling all the detailed consent storage you need for regulations like CCPA, TCPA, and GDPR. Well, why does this really matter? How does this affect the money? Because customers that opt into your marketing repurchase more than 2.5 times more than others that don't. That's straight improvement to your LTV. One of the biggest levers you have to pull to improve the LTV from your customers is the ability to get them to accept marketing. And checkout is one of the biggest untapped levers that there is when it comes to getting more opt-ins. Dataships helps with that. And you can A/B test right now against your current checkout. They'll send you a detailed report of the lift you could see from your consent rate, list growth, LTV, and revenue coming from your email and SMS channels just by getting more marketing context at checkout. So you can assess exactly what the value is to your business. Check them out now at dataships.io/CTC. Yep, that's a good call. Yeah, it's a call out to the Park City sort of roots of in the mountains. Like there's little brand elements that are good there. And what I'll say is that their head of marketing has a great post on LinkedIn about how he thought about the role that this piece plays in creating that, like you described, Connor, the world that the whole campaign is going to sit in. How does these visuals feed into all the more direct response pieces, the website, everything else in a way that I think is as cohesive and a thoughtful of presentation of marketing as I've seen. And I can say as their like paid media partner, like that's what we dream of is like, oh, you created a real story that we now get to go distribute where making the direct response ads actually is easy to fit into something. We understand what we're trying to say and why and what the value proposition, and there's a new product and there's cool stuff. It's like such a, what we dream of, the kind of thing we dream of partnering with to be able to come together.
So that ad's winning in the account, Taylor?
Well, so not that ad on a direct response basis, maybe, but we do use it. I will say, and we've got some incrementality on YouTube running right now. So I'll give you some results because I think it has a lot of potential there. But the characters, the color scheme, the asset set around it, absolutely is winning. It has made a big difference.
And that's why Tigmas is so polarizing, right?
Yeah.
It's because like that level of nuance. I totally believe extremely cool world building. I love the feature call outs at the end. You get that there's like technical improvements. And if you are casting a wide net with like a beautiful piece of video like that, and then you have some really clean static ads, $99 with all the cool features, it's like, yeah, that will crush, no doubt. So,
all right,
I'm giving it a smash. Yeah, I'm in.
Smashing. All right, love it. Here we go. Moving on. This is from last week.
Hello, Whoop Nation. I'm Will Ahmed, founder and CEO of Whoop. Welcome to Whoop Unlocked. Today, I'm proud to introduce the largest leap forward in Whoop technology ever. We're introducing 3 new memberships, 2 new hardware devices, the 5.0 and MG, a whole new suite of accessories and apparel, an entirely new Whoop experience. Welcome to Whoop Unlocked, a showcase dedicated to pushing the boundaries of innovation and human potential. The time is now to perform better and live longer. Thank you for being part of this journey.
Okay, I'm going to context 2 things here because I thought the interesting thing to discuss is here. So Whoop has a big launch, new product. They have this ad, Cristiano Ronaldo, kind of traditional stuff. But then they held like a whole Apple event. Mm-hmm. It was like 2.5 hours of on stage, going through research, like very much like trying to make a thing out of it. So I kind of want to talk about both the commercial and the idea of big product launch events in consumer. What do we think about those?
Commercial, hard pass for me. I was like, I feel like I've seen that 1,000 times. The kind of keynote style, I am a huge fan of. And I think like it's almost the equivalent of, people talk about brands and founders going direct. Like the keynote is an extremely like direct form of communication where the founders are talking about what they've invested in, what they're improving on. They're laying out the vision literally for the company and how the products that they're building today are kind of like they're pushing them towards that future and their customers' roles in that. So I'm a huge fan of that piece of it. So that gets a pass. Or wait, no. That gets a smash. The commercial
gets a pass.
Can't splice it. My financial eye on it, to your point, Connor, is that was an expensive first 30 seconds. I'm fairly certain Taylor Swift's boyfriend's best friend / quarterback was in it as well.
That's true. He was.
I don't know his name, but I keep trying to think of it. His wife is lovely. Whatever.
Patrick Mahomes.
There we go.
Yeah,
Brittany
Mahomes and Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah.
And Cristiano Ronaldo, and like just a really expensive first 30 seconds for a spot that was pretty otherwise forgettable. The part of the speaking was like jarringly different, which I really liked. I don't know about a 2.5 hour launch, but they're entering a marketplace where Fitbit, Apple Watch, what's the Ring one?
Aura.
Yep.
All really exist. And so what's the reason to go with this one versus those? And I think he hit it with his line of unlock the potential of life. And so maybe he's entering that space of like, this isn't just about tracking your health, it's about elongating your health. But if that's the case, then why did you pick these athletes? Because that's like training to be like, that felt like a disconnect. And so actually the jarring difference between the two styles was really like interesting for me. But I'm also a pass on this one.
Yeah, I felt like literally you could have thrown 704 different brands at the end of that commercial, and I would have been like, oh yeah, okay, sure. It's a Gatorade commercial. Oh, that's a Reebok commercial. Like, it feels like such a miss for how much cool potential there is for this brand to tell stories. I do agree that they feel caught to me between trying to be for elite athletes and everyday people, and they just don't know yet how to speak. Because the new product, it is interesting. So biological age is one of the features that they released in the new update to Whoop. So I agree. I think the event thing is really interesting. Skullcandy actually threw a big event for their launch too. Got a bunch of press out of it. I think that idea of like actually deeper, longer form content, speaking about the investment in the research, what they did, and getting different team members to it. Like, I think there's something really cool there. But the commercial was just, it made me sad. I was like, dude, this feels like a huge miss.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go quickly through that one since we all agree it's a pass. Sorry, Will. Keep up the good work helping.
But we
us
like
live
the
longer.
keynote. We like the keynote.
Yeah,
you and I.
That's fair.
And I liked, this is going to sound so odd. My favorite
all right, this
thing
next
about
one
it
is a little.
He wasn't polished. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was very clear he wasn't like a trained actor script.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was definitely like had practiced a bunch to try and come out and stay in that well postured. They have a good podcast too. Will hosts the podcast that I think from a consumer standpoint is like they've done a good job in like an alternative media form of creating their own asset that I think they do a good job with. Which is interesting.
Yeah. So like expanding on that a little bit, because like the models, I mean, you have to pay for the band and then it's like $30 a month or something, right? So it's like you have these incredibly high LTV customers. It feels like the long-term, really robust informational content is the way to go. Get them bought into like what you're doing and why biological age is so, innovative, and the like very bland superstar athletes that could be any sort of sports or hydration or shoe commercial is just like so not that. And I think that's where the disconnect is for me.
Or Gillette Razor. Remember when they did that?
All right.
And it's funny, my note is podcast. I was like, this should be a podcast. This dude should have a podcast. This product should.
Yeah, he does. And it's good. He has a lot of great athletes on there and they do good science on there. It's good. All right, we're going to go the opposite direction now, from like highbrow technology stage to like the brand of the 21-year-old influencer and the way that they're running this. And we're going to watch two pieces of content because I think this is sort of a very modern playbook too. One is the commercial, okay, for the brand. And then two is a piece of content that the founder and his own personal brand put out about the content. And we'll talk about both of them. So here's the commercial.
Look at the guy next to you. You think he wants to be here? Yeah, he wants to be here. He's here because he doesn't like the version of himself that walked in 15 minutes ago. He's here because he knows soft hands don't build anything worth keeping. You next? Have at it. He's going to sleep good tonight. And thank God, right? Thank God for the opportunity to put yourself to the test. See what you're really made of. Beautiful, isn't it?
Your mustache.
And blood, sweat, and brand and ethics. You'll bet everything on it. You'll bleed for it. And for me, that meant dropping about 20 G's on one single piece of content for my brand. Here's what that looks like and why I would have paid double for it. It looks like 60 people on set for 12 hours, $500,000 of camera equipment. Casting our first influencer that I think aligns with our brand and forming what I hope to be a lifelong friendship. It looks like flying in the best production team in New York, a makeup artist turning men into maniacs, a dope car, a big dog, a few pretty girls, and weeks of planning with the team. I will be the best at this shit. I will build a community of badass individuals, and I will put my blood, sweat, and tears into this brand until I build something so big that even the haters can't look away. Our split lip short film is out now, and our biggest collection to date will be available on April 30th. So grab your popcorn. I'll see you there.
Okay, and then just for fun, because I think it's funny, if you go to the website, there is no website. It's a website that's open one day a month. So one day a month, they do a drop, Tame Psychotic, and you can try to buy their stuff if you dare. So that is what we got. Smash or pass. What do we think? Taking a break from Taylor Reacts to bring you Funnel Reacts, where I show you some of my favorite ad funnels that I found on the internet. Loop earplugs, maybe the best meta advertiser in the world. Very clear audience. Guys working hard with their hands, very clear offer. And check this out. When you click in, connects to a very specific landing page. This is what great advertising takes. But Taylor, Loop Earplugs, giant brand. How could I build specific landers for every one of my ads? Well, I'll tell you how. You do it with our friends at Vermont. Vermont makes building landing pages as easy as building ads. And it allows you to take advantage of Pierre, their AI assistant, who will give you amazing ideas, an awesome visual dashboard of the success of every funnel that you're creating. Check out these example of Vermont landing pages that we've built for our clients at Common Thread Collective. That's right. We're not a dev agency, but these are no-code builders that our team can create to diversify landing pages as much as ads. Look at this. Mobile-friendly, video in the header, handle purchase objections. And the coolest thing about Vermont is they aren't just landing pages. They actually allow you to go all the way through to transaction right within the app. Ready to reduce your CAC and supercharge your store? Come over and build funnels the same way you create ads. VermontCommerce.com/CTC.
All right, I'll take the first pass here. Or, yeah, not calling it a pass yet. One, I wish the guy were a better actor. Like, if I was watching, I was like, I don't understand the vibe. It's kind of this like, yeah, it's like, okay, Gen Z's take on Fight Club. Now, so the short film in and of itself, not a particular fan of. I love you turn the experience of making the short film into short form content for TikTok, and he, as the founder, who is also the bad actor, gets to speak about his experience doing that. That I found extremely compelling in like that format, where it's like, I'll basically buy into any form of media if I'm getting really raw, behind the scenes, like gritty approach to how it was done. I'm like, it totally changes my perspective on the original piece. So, I mean, how do you want me to grade it? Collectively, or the piece in and of itself?
It's a campaign. The product launch, yeah, the collection that's been dropped. We got a couple of pieces. Smash or pass.
Okay.
Can you tell me more about
Give
the
it a second.
collection?
We'll let Krista respond. You're thinking about it. All right, Krista, what do you think?
Collection. Okay, I get it. No website.
I can only tell.
What is the collection price point? And cool. I similarly found
You're gonna have to sign up to find out in 20 days.
I shall not. I similarly found out that I have to assume this is for young men, impulse buyers. I similarly found the second piece super compelling. I'm going to be the best at this. Like, his core value in himself and what he wants to build was really compelling. This is a great logo. I couldn't read it for shit. Oh, shouldn't cuss. Sorry. Tame Psychotic with the bite the bullet. Great. I couldn't read it even in the short film. and I couldn't figure out if the short film was an homage to Fight Club or what was happening. And that girl who looked uncomfortable as she was walking through everything was tough for me. But for me, it depends on product. Like, is this in line with what he's selling? Because it looks like he's kind of selling t-shirts and sports shirts. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like some sort of fashion play. I think there's this, for me, there's this like part of the internet that are these like creators turned brand creators that are trying to build a story. And when I read the comments to it, what I find is that like my personal reaction is this is like so far from me personally that I like is like, this is almost cringe. But then when I read, what I appreciate is that there's somebody that this is for that actually really likes it. And he sells out every time they do a drop. And like, so there's some sub cult that I think like what I appreciate about brand, when I think about brand, it doesn't have to matter to me, but it has to matter to somebody. And I think somebody out there is resonating with this story in a way that is helping them feel connected from an identity standpoint to the shirt. And I think if you're going to sell t-shirts, you've got to solve that problem. And for somebody, he's solving that problem in a way that I can at least tip my cap and say, okay, maybe it's not me, but somebody is into what you're doing.
So I 1000% agree. And that was a connection I made thinking about it a bit more, is like, so not for me. I don't even like the premise of the film. I don't really like the style of it. Like the Tame Psychotic is so not for me, but there are definitely guys out there who will buy into it. You know, how many of them are there?
Right. There you go. Exactly. I think it feels like a byproduct of the internet right now. It feels like this brand was born out of the last 2 years of the internet.
But
totally.
You know what?
And then I love the, go ahead, Krista.
No, go.
I was going to say, I mean, it sounds like we're all in agreement. The second piece where he's discussing the making of the film and you're talking about this trend of creators becoming like brand directors. That's something I'm super, super on board with. So like that vehicle, absolute smash, super on board. I'm a huge fan. We'll see way more of it. What he's chosen to put into that vehicle with like the ethos of the brand, not quite on board with, but someone will be. So I'll give that a smash as well. I'm grading whatever. I'm splitting up the videos. I'm splitting up the strategy.
That's
from
okay.
the content.
In fact, I've given some more context than others. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's fair. That's
personally like that you jumped to like,
Krista.
I was thinking about Tame as well. And I was like, because I used to have a saying that like, product is beautiful if it sells. And I think this will sell. So this is actually a smash for me as well. I think that second piece of content can't exist without the first piece of content. And I think the first piece of content hits the notes of being jarring enough that you're sitting there wondering what is happening. Why is this young man bleeding? Why is this girl uncomfortable? Why is someone smoking, which was so counterculture? Like there were beats that made you be like, what am I watching? And then when it's complemented with the other one, I'd be super interested in how he buckets them together. And the scarcity model, I mean, I just love.
Well, so yeah, that's the thing I think that actually is really interesting about this sort of modern brand playbook, which is his personal Instagram account has about 350,000 followers and the brand has 25,000. So if you ask yourself, what's the most important piece of content? I actually think it's the second one. And that's what I think people are actually connecting to is it's the whatever you think about the video, it's his story about the video that people actually identify with him, like in a way that I want to be like him. And so he's a brand builder. So this brand's for me. So, and like he's trying it out, you know, and sharing his story. So it feels like that's actually the play, is that the primary content piece is actually the second one, not the first one.
Well, because that's the whole thing.
And it's
with
a
Gen
setup
Z.
to be able to tell the second story. Yeah.
And the whole thing with Gen Z is they want behind the curtain. They want the explanation. They want that. And it reminds me of Timothy Chalamet's speech at one of the award things where he said, I want to be one of the greats.
Yeah.
And like, man, people want that from people,
feels,
like that raw ambition.
It's funny. I made note of this just because I was like, right before we came on here, I saw Drew Fallon from Iris, who this just happened to be something that he said right before. He said, this generation that is stepping into command the business world craves casual media. The 8x11 vanilla black and white marketing of the past is ineffective. It's okay to swear, tell a joke, and be honest. And like, I think there is something that what I notice in that content versus a lot of the people that I work with is that so much of the brand content gets muted down to nothingness in a way that nobody feels anything ever. And I would rather people almost be cringed out and upset and have a feeling about the thing than to scroll past it and feel nothing. So I think there's something that does get to a level of what we should be after in marketing, which is provocation of someone. And the polarity of it actually is often a good sign, more than a bunch of people are like, yeah, it's fine.
Can I
100%.
Can I tie this back to Kate Spade? Which won't leave my mind, so maybe it's a smash after all. It was those moments that they can build that brand around that we were talking about, the woman who gives up her scrunchie, the woman who brings the crowd together. It was also prepackaged and fully packaged and fully produced. That if it was more of this authentic storytelling of a real woman rather than celebrities, I actually think it would have hit more with where I'm thinking their age demographic is based off of the celebrities they chose.
They should have had Ice Spice and Charli D'Amelio go to the club together and film it all. They should have actually gone out, and it would have been that would have been so much more interesting than what they produced. I agree. It felt manufactured in a way that I do think gets lost now. I don't think it helps.
Yeah.
All right, Krista, one of your favorites here, maybe, allegedly.
Your mustache smelled like smoke, and the length of your shorts was the butt of our jokes. You knew how to break horses, how to be strong, but never changed the diaper once we came along. And I think you might have been canceled back in 1988 for letting me drive when I just turned 8. No, not air conditioning the neighborhood. 7-Up and saltines could cure anything that was sore. They just don't make them like you anymore.
A lot of overlap with your worlds, Connor. I'm sure you guys are a big Father's Day crowd. Krista, same. What do you guys think?
All right. I am a big fan of Yeti. Really strong, emotionally compelling story. Father's Day is a big time. I think that's really cool. My trouble with this is one, my first thought was where do you even deliver this media? How does this media ultimately get delivery? And then two is, I think it lacks the ability to punch down and be impactful in the way that the Skull Candy one was. I understood the world building of Skull Candy, and I could totally imagine what that middle funnel or bottom of funnel ads and emails and landing pages looked like. This beautiful piece, it does elicit an emotional reaction, but I struggle to see how it becomes a larger campaign that actually compounds. So that's my reservation around this one.
Krista?
I am fully biased. The singer on here is my current VP of creative, so obviously smash. But I hear your point, and I think the other thing is, I think Yeti, I think there's something that big brands can do that smaller brands can't, which is this doesn't actually feature much of their core product. This doesn't have the cool, it isn't celebrating their product as much. They're playing with this is who we want to be and appealing emotionally to their audience, which I think it's really special that they can do it. It's because they're the size that they are. This is one that I can tell you I would send to my dad. And again, the medium, I'm not sure what it is, but I would send it to my dad and my husband because I just like the message so much. And I think each of those little clips are there, but it is very specifically built for, it feels like Father's Day, and very specifically for a brand that already has brand awareness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It feels like Dove can get away with doing a commercial about women analyzing the meaning of beauty that feature no product at all, and it can stand alone, and it doesn't ever have to line back up to it. I do think that it feels like there could be ways, though, that I wish it was a little bit more about Yeti in some way. Like I do think that it feels like what I leave feeling is like I leave thinking about my dad and my role as a dad, but do I care about Yeti at all? Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I got to sit with it longer. Maybe I'll ingratiate myself to them because of that feeling they offered me in that moment. I don't know, but it was nice to watch. That's what I
totally. Yeah. And I guess there's just a lot of room. It's really easy to like lose the message. Like when you walk away from it, it's like you can very quickly become disconnected from the brand. I think it's the same reason why if you try to imagine how this punches down to like being channel messaging across ads or emails or whatever, it's like unclear to me because like it doesn't, I don't know, doesn't quite translate across.
Yeah, I see no
places
path
as well.
towards an integrated campaign.
You're not gonna throw like 20% off these hats on this image and throw it in your
But I would even love like at the end, like celebrating fathers or something, or even about like generations or like we didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
I'd even be worried that if there was like a 30-second cut down that you watch on TV that like, it's not even explicit enough. Like it's just kind of this like nostalgic feeling. Love the singing. So shout out to your team member, Krista. But like, the message is they're so subtle about it. I find it bothersome to pass.
There you go.
If it had been something else, I actually, sticking with my smash, but I might say good hygiene.
Yep. I just think we're probably, at least I'll use myself. I live in a world where this is so far from me that for me to call it a smash would be like disorienting almost. So it's like, I got to stick to, you got to sell something for me in a shorter time window. So
it's for sure not growth marketing.
Yeah, it's not, can't Tig miss this one.
We might as well be reviewing indie films.
All right, next one.
This is a slate. This slate seats 2 and can carry sheets of plywood. This slate seats 5 and can fit tons in the front. It's actually...
Was that an instant smash?
Yeah, I mean, I saw this. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. This was was fantastic. I thought this was so incredibly well done.
Okay,
keep going.
Krista, have you seen this?
I have it. I'm a smash. It's not just this one.
Oh, great.
It's where it drops from the ceiling, like that shorter one that it has on like a GIF form, and it goes whoop, and then it's like, Slate killed it for me. The whole campaign.
I love it. Great. So, okay, this is I've been thinking about this a lot because it's fascinating to me that like we all fell in love with the idea of like hand cranking our windows up again. Like, is that where we're at? Like, is that what we want right now? Is like we want humanoid robots and to roll our windows up by hand. Like,
I don't know about
where we're at?
I don't know about the hand rolling windows, but just knobs for the AC, I'm on board with that. It's less touch screen, more knobs.
There's a whole campaign about this.
You guys, we don't even need to spend time on it.
No, women's area. This was the same thing with a washer dryer. They're like, I would give up anything to not have a touchscreen washer dryer. And it's that same feeling right now. I'm just like, give me the thing that my mechanic husband knows how to actually fix. That doesn't require me to come into a specialized like shop to do it. And I just think they hit the moment, and the ad reinforced it really well.
Do we want to watch it? I didn't mean to interrupt. I mean, everybody should see it. I'd happily.
We're going long, so this is good. We needed to get through one quickly anyway. So if you all want to go watch the slate because it's a 3-for-3 smash.
What I'll quickly say about it is I also loved how it doesn't seem, it's really well done, but it's not like super sexy high production value. There's something like quirky and quaint about it in the same way that like rolling your windows up, like getting a car in 2025 and having to roll your windows up also is. So I just felt like even the way they executed on the campaign is like reinforcing what they want to be as a brand.
Which is the best.
All right.
When your marketing matches your product, Tigmas.
Yeah, I agree. Very Tigmas. All right. This next one's a little off the beaten path here. We're not selling a product, but I think it is advertising to me, and I thought it was, I won't say more. Here we go.
I'm excited to extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class of Streamer University. Here you will find a school where chaos is encouraged and content is king. I look forward to seeing you all on campus for our first ever semester. Sincerely, Headmaster Kai Sinat. Last but not least, Reggie. What the hell? Aren't you supposed to be an owl? He can't do nothing right around here. Chris! I know you didn't bring me a chicken instead of an owl that I need. What does this look like to you?
No, that's an owl.
Chris, that's not no goddamn owl. I need these letters delivered.
Look how it's turning its neck.
Are you blind? Look at the claws, look at the feathers, look at the wings. That's a goddamn chicken.
If that's not an owl, how come I seen it fly earlier?
Oh, it flies. Yes. Oh, he does? Okay. Yes. Okay, it flies. Let's see how much an owl flies, okay? Let's just see. Let's just see. Fly. Nice fucking owl, Chris. You idiot. Give me my goddamn keys. Let's go. I
am. Are you sure about this?
Trust me, I'm sure.
This time you drove this, you fucked up.
Sit back and relax.
And you know it.
No, I don't have a license. I can't drive. No, God, come on.
Okay, don't. I know it. I want you to shoot down the letter, Chris. Come on. Chat, why do y'all keep saying I don't have a dad? Damn. What the? Oh, shit, chat. It's going down outside. It's going down, nigga. Oh, don't even look. No, it's way. We're gonna look for shit. No, we got these letters to deliver. We got to file 468. 468. Chat, what the fuck was that? Oh, lock in, Chris. Okay. 468. What's the house? 468. Bingo. Come on. Let's go. Go check it out. Go check it out. You scared your dad would have been checked it out? Well, I'll go check that shit out right now. If I don't make it back, I'm probably dead, bitch. What the fuck? Dear Mr. Reggie, I'm excited to extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class. Oh my God.
Yo, you guys accepted, bro.
God damn it, you're right. I'm in? Yes, you're in. I'm going to the university, bitch.
Gonna make it out the trenches, nigga.
See you soon.
Nigga, we ready. Nigga, we ready.
I'm sorry. It's bro. I mean, you did it.
Streamer University, Kai Sinat. What do you think?
Does Kai own Streamer University?
It's his thing that I think he's launching.
Got it. Okay. Quick takes here. I think Kai Sinat's so entertaining. Big fan. Like, I'd choose Kai Sinat over Charlie D'Amelio and Ice Spice like 10 out of 10 times. That was a long video, and I had no idea what we were getting to until the very end. And maybe I've got like TikTok brain rot or whatever, but I'm like, I'd love for this to have been like 45 seconds. But it's still really, it's still really tough. Because the other thing that I would say is like the customer for Streamer University is a very particular type of person, and maybe they are willing to sit through a little bit of longer content, and like you get to build this engaging story around Kai. So I'm gonna hold off on my rating until I hear what Krista says.
I am so far outside of this world that okay. Long.
Yeah.
And I lost the thread. Like, I lost it. And he started with Streamer University, ended with it. But like, the promise of it, is it that they make videos like this? Like, he'll teach them how to like storyboard?
It's the Hogwarts of streamers.
I did get that theme, but
yeah,
Hogwarts feels millennial as well.
I am on the complete other spectrum.
You are?
See, I think this is so. The thing about streaming, right? I think it's one of the best pieces of content I've seen in a really long time. And here's why. So Kai Sinat, like when I think about what you do when you watch a streamer, you sit and watch them for hours doing nothing. So the idea that it's long form, you would sit with Kai up in your background, and he will stream for 72 hours in a row, for a week in a row, on live camera, never ending feed. That's sort of the reality of their world. So the idea of watching Kai for a long time is not abnormal for anybody. So I think that's
totally
one piece of
missed
it. But
the thread here. So a streamer is somebody like on Twitch, where they like
Twitch,
video
yeah.
game and then talk to you. It's not an influencer.
No, well, so I mean, you could categorize the person any way you want. I think Kai is as influential as anybody maybe in the world right now. But like I know, as an example, Nike Strength, when Kai did a 1 week live stream at a house here in LA, and like they put a bunch of gym equipment up in the house for him, and he worked out in it, like, and they were like desperate to get in there. Like, it's just, he's one of those people that I think his attention level is just so high that it's remarkable. That, like, I just think that there's something about the commercial that for me, I think so perfectly encapsulates like what somebody would want, which is that like there's an expectation now of like really, they turn this into quality content, but it's, again, there's swearing all throughout it. There's very natural. It's like very him in a way that I just don't know many brands that can get there. Like, I just don't know many brands that can get into that space with people and that generation and occupy it well. And I think that's why they struggle, is because it's like they're protected from this layer that Kai can just be him in a way that I think is really, really hard for people to access. But hey, that's just me. That's fine. I'll take it. Absolute smash for me. You guys can pass on it. That's fine.
I'm not I mean, I don't even think I'm qualified to judge this. Like, I didn't even know what a streamer was.
If we can weigh in on Kate Spade purses, I think you're entitled to an opinion.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think a really important piece is that this is for streamers. Like, it is the audience that it's intended for. It's just way different. Like, this isn't going to run on TV or whatever. This isn't even made for me. It's made for someone who is really into watching long form content and making it themselves. And yeah, I think it lands. I like the premise. I'll give it a smash.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Last one. This one's a little fun because I think it caused a bunch of controversy on the internet, in the Twitter webs the last week. So I'm interested to see how you both reacted to it as the intended audience.
Which ad cost $100 and which one was AI generated for just $1? If you guessed both were AI generated for $1, you're right. But did you notice that I'm AI generated too? Hi, I'm Kenan, founder of Icon, and we're the first AI CMO. For just $19 a month, we plan, create, and run thousands of winning ads for you end to end. ChatGPT solved creating images with AI. Now we're solving the pain of planning and running ads that actually win. Here's how it works. Let's say you're a mushroom gummy company that wants to launch 100 ads every day. Tell Icon this, and it'll make 100 ads for you to review at 10 a.m. every morning. Icon analyzes millions of data points to create these 100 ads, breaking them into 3 types. The first 20 are clones of winning competitor ads. The next 50 are net new concepts from deep audience research. The last 30 are iterations on your winning ads. Let's start with competitor ad cloning. Say Mudwater is our mushroom gummy's top competitor. Icon knows this and finds this Mudwater ad has been running for longer than 30 days. This means it's winning. To recreate this ad, Icon looks at the angle of the ad. Here it's about the benefits you get at 30, 60, and 90 days. It understands that the product on the left is a picture of the mushroom coffee, and it also understands the benefits in every section. On a design level, Icon understands typography, sizing, and layout. Icon will now extract your product details from your website and write copy that aligns with the angle. It understands that the ad should have a green background and a large headline. Icon will make 30 ads like this every day for you to review. Now let's see how Icon generates completely new winning ad concepts. Icon notices 387 threads on Reddit r/running, where long-distance runners are complaining about caffeine crashes during marathon training. It looks at your website copy highlighting sustained energy without jitters, and pulls quotes from your 5-star reviews mentioning improved endurance while running. Icon combines these two to create an ad targeting marathon runners with your exact brand colors and typography. The headline reads, "Run Forest Run," speaking directly to the pain point Icon found on Reddit. As your ads run, Icon doesn't just sit back and watch. It identifies which ads are winning and generates iterations to scale these ads 10 times further. In addition to making you ads, All
right, we've had enough. You get the point. This is targeted right at you two. You're the demographic.
This is literally a phenomenal.
You get the authoritative view.
Listen, this is a phenomenal paid marketing spot for a paid marketing audience. So like I don't even know how to put this, but like a person really interested in creating 30 new ads a day, this is the right ad in the right tone for this consumer. Like, I think they did a really good job full funnel thinking through, like, I'm going to explain it. I think it's a little probably too long. And now I have more questions. I feel like they did a pitch deck for me in this form, so I don't have to do one of those annoying 25-minute meetings. But it's great at like captivating. And now my next question is like, prove it. Prove that your AI doesn't misspell stuff and doesn't use my wrong fonts. But this is a very performance marketing. And I think this is for a very specific customer. For a bigger brand that is trying to do brand awareness or trying to build a brand that is emotional like what Yeti did, this would be a really misaligned fit.
Very contrasting stories here. So Connor, you're the demographic. Are you, what do you think?
Krista makes a good point. I think this is, it reminds me actually more of like the keynote for Whoop or whatever, right? It's like, you're really only speaking to a much smaller group of people who are going to be worth a ton of value to you. So they're interested in learning more. And like the best thing you could do is just explain that to them in an interesting way. From a performance marketing perspective, I appreciate that they like have a hook at the beginning, which I think is a fun way to do it. These two ads were created. Turns out he's also AI generated. So I thought that was cool. Another thought, calling, making 30 ads a day and calling it the CMO, little reductive, I would say. I think there's a lot more to the CMO position than just copying some competitors and looking at Reddit. But whatever, I get it.
Hold on to that point.
No, smash video. I think
it's a smash too. But the one point where I was like, ooh, is type in your direct competitor and will copy them is like, what? Why would that be how I would want you to? I don't want you copying others. I want paving a new way, which AI can't do, obviously. But like, that part was actually the part that I was like, oh, maybe this is meant for somebody trying to break into I don't know. The copying your competitor part was where I was like, I probably would have edited that out maybe.
So yeah, there's so many good points there. I have a question though. Like when one of the things I'm trying to figure out, and I'm curious from your guys' perspective, like how serious do you need to take the founders of the software that you use? Like, are you okay that he's in a hoodie with the hood up and got cats and tacos, taco cat all over his shirt? Like, does that matter at all? Or is this like where we're at, which is like the technology I pay thousands of dollars a month for? It comes from Kenan right here in this video. And that's just where we're at it as a society. Like, do we care? Does that matter at all?
If he was in a power suit, it would have had to be ironic. He's an AI CMO who thinks that looking at 30 ads a day is like what a CMO does, and thinks that copying your competitor is like the path to success. So like, yeah, he can wear a cat taco shirt.
Okay,
yeah.
So
I would also say like Kenan's really like going direct in the way that I brought up about the keynote. That's why I think that's another interesting parallel. Or even the guy from Tame, Psychotic or whatever. Like Kenan is a character in and of himself that fuels so much of their marketing. You brought this up earlier, Taylor, but like just like anything that evokes a response is good. And like Kenan's marketing for sure does that. He nails that over and over. And all these, I get like 3 emails a week from him from like all the different product features coming out. He's like prolific. So I think in this case, it makes sense, but I agree. If it were a financial product, I wouldn't want my CEO sitting in a cat hoodie.
Yeah, it's funny. So you guys like, you say smash, but you all just like that. You also like then talk about why you hate it. And I don't think that Krista, you're like dying to buy it. Like you're like, oh, I'm not a CMO is more than that. I don't want to copy my competitors. Like, and so it was like, it feels like maybe it missed a little bit, but it was interesting enough to hook you.
Because,
like, so
okay, hold on. I disagree
no?
with that strongly. And the reason is the number one thing people use reviews for when they're shopping online, they sort by least favorite to favorite thing to assess the risk. This ad, I wrote performance marketing smash. It describes the product they have, what it is, and what it's not. So I don't find it demeaning to CEOs. It's saying, we will do this work, and it is a specific type of work. And if you can't creatively think of like a new type of work, we'll let you copy a template that already we know exists and works. And so it's really good at describing both what it is and not over-promising. And because it doesn't over-promise, because it isn't like, we'll create the most innovative ad as well, shit, we'll copy your competition if that's what you want. Like that, it's just really clear what it is and what it's not. And I think that's why I actually find it to be a smash.
All right, there you go. There you have it. Absolute smash to end on. Now, give me your favorite. Okay, we saw about 8. Which one stood out to you most? Which one are you going to go home and remember? What's left worming its way into your brain forever?
The Slate one, which we didn't even watch, dude. I absolutely love that video.
All right, we're gonna have to go back and play it at the end. But go ahead, Krista. What is yours? What's sticking with you?
Kate Spade. It's true.
You've come full circle on Kate Spade.
Full
You've
circle
come
on
full
Kate Spade.
circle
Well,
now.
the reason why it's sticking in my head, and it has been this whole time, is God, the places they can take that. It's so cool. The concept of what they can do with it. Yeah. But honestly, that shot of Skull Candy, that one also was really, really fun. Like I wouldn't skip it if I saw it on TV.
Right. No, and actually, if I were to honestly answer, which was my favorite from it's memorable, you're like building something that you can then punch in on across the channels, I thought Skull Candies was my favorite. Like I can totally imagine some awesome static ads that live within the same universe of what is a little complex for that 90-second vertical video we watched, but like love it as a whole ecosystem.
All right, well, let's leave them with Slate. Thank you both stopping by. I'm going to play this to end it on the way out. That's the first ever edition of Tigmas or Wingstop. What's our
Wingtap.
Wingtap or Tigmas. Hey, share them on Twitter. Thank you both for stopping by. Krista, thank you for inspiring this whole genre to begin with.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Taylor.
Slate. This is narrated by me, Jeff. I work at Slate and just happen to have a great voice.
He really does.
That's Chris, our CEO. Chris thinks new cars are too expensive and too complicated.
A Slate cost in the mid-20s. Brand new.
One sec, Chris. Actually, under 20 after current incentives. Go ahead, Chris.
We took out everything that wasn't a car.
That means no fancy screen, colored lighting, cooled seats, self-driving, self-parking, automatic cup holders. Yes, that's a thing.
But you can add accessories like
little screen, big screen, SUV kit, fastback kit, open air kit, one speaker, a bunch of speakers, big bumper, spare tire holder, slatelets, fun grills, even funner lights, colors, any color. Really, wrap it in any color. And Slate Access Points means you can add an accessory now, later, or even make one yourself.
It's like a potato head. Wait, maybe there's a better analogy.
Actually, there is. Slate is the chameleon of trucks and SUVs. Seriously, just add the SUV kit.
There are 3.
A Slate is not like other cars, or trucks, or SUVs. And Slate is not like other car companies. Slate, we built it, you make it.
Mash.
At the end of the day, it wins because it's the best product, I think. I think it's just, here we are. Just we can only tell the stories with the ingredients we have, and that's a pretty dang cool product.
Great product
It
mixed
is
with
a very cool product.
Mixed with a CEO who, like, again, real kind of awkward on screen. Love that. Guy at the company who's like, yeah, that's why we did it. Like the transparency is there. And even their font choice matches the simplicity of what they're promising. Just the details that they did throughout that emphasize the brand promise of the product is the part that just smash.
There you go. Well done, Slate. Well done to you two. Take care.